Hi everyone, and blessed Pisces season. I'm very excited to talk today, and I'm doing a solo episode and a very special episode because I'm going to talk about Pisces season and also the upcoming energies and workshops that we have. And I just want to tune into this time because it is one of my favorite signs. I'm just so connected to the Piscean energy since my North Node is there. It's my Dharma, it's my purpose, and why I'm doing this spiritual work. And I'm just, this is a time, I think, for all of us to come to a close before the equinox, and especially in the tradition of the ancients, that new year begins at the spring equinox as a new energy that we can invite in growth. We enter the wood element, so I'm really excited about that. And I wanted to bring in both my healing oracle card deck and my book today to get some insights into what we can work with, and also give you some tools to work with throughout this month. So just to begin talking about the Piscean energy, and before I start that, I also want to share that I will be talking a little bit about the feline, divine feminine energy and the cat goddess energy. This was something that came up for us in our latest new moon ceremony and circle. Not only one but two women in the circle saw visions of felines, and it was so interesting that came up at this time because the felines are so connected to the divine feminine. There's so many ancient traditions and mythologies around cats. It can be lions, it can be cats, domestic cats, tigers, and all of these are associated with so much healing and power and strength. So next Friday, March 1st, 2024, where me and Diana Westley, astrologer and friend, will have a workshop called the Feline Divine Feminine Workshop. And it's inviting you to enter the mystical realms of mythology and embodied practice. So the workshop will be fully dedicated to working with these different cat and feline energies and tap into the goddesses connected with them. So we have Ishtar, Sekhmet, Bast, Durga Ma, Freya, and more. And Diana will dive into the asteroids as well, and looking at this from an astrological perspective. And we will also talk a little bit about the star constellation Lyra and those that have the starseed lineage from there. We will work with invocations, mantras, healing practices, so we can embody and invoke the energies around us. And it will be a devotional practice, oracle reading. We will share in a group, and there's so much beauty to be shared together with these beautiful divine feminine energies. And when we work ceremonially, and this is more of a workshop as well, so it would be a lot of wisdom and knowledge coming through, but also when we're working more in ceremony and ritual, we will also be able to tap into our own wisdom. And it's a good practice to get into meditation, to embody what these goddesses have brought forth for us. And up until the 24th of February, we have an early bird discount. So if you are interested, you can go to lawofpositivism.com/goddess workshop, or just go into my website and you can find it there. And we're so excited to do this. And yeah, just tapping into the astrology as well of this time. We will be having another new moon ceremony. It will be in Pisces, so this is a very spiritual time for both ceremony and ritual. So the new moon in Pisces is the week after the Feline workshop, and we do an online ceremony for that. We have an early bird discount there as well, so March 8th. So why should we work with the new moon in Pisces? Why is Pisces so important? What does it mean? Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and if we look at the previous signs, if we look at the evolution of the signs, you can see that Aries is all about that first embodiment. It's the head coming out from the womb. It's that initiation of life. It's that birthing, grounding, becoming rooted as a soul into this embodiment. And when we move forward into the Taurus, the second sign Taurus, which is earth, so the first is fire and then earth, we enter this state of our senses and that type of embodiment. And then we go into the thought body with Gemini, and into the emotional body with Cancer, and that heart and family connection, or at least the womb and the waters of that, and into Leo, which is the heart and expansion and creation, creativity, and that romantic love. And then into Virgo, which is much more grounded and detail-oriented, health, our routines. And the next step is the balancing of being in relationship with others, Libra. And then Scorpio, diving deeper into life and that strength of personal power and that subconscious and the psyche. And then opening up for higher visions with Sagittarius and higher wisdom, higher learning, spiritual paths. And then Capricorn, like putting everything into manifestation and becoming very grounded with all of that has come before. And then Aquarius, which we have just left the season of the collective, the moving into the future with all of these tools that we've gathered. And then tying it all together in Pisces season, which is the last sign. It's a water sign, and it's connected to that divine source, the creation, the womb, the creative womb, the waters of the womb. It's connected to our highest expression and our higher selves. It's about that compassion, unconditional love, our divine communion. It's humanitarian. It's so connected to our higher senses. There's a lot in Pisces that just helps us to dive deeper into our spiritual path. And this time is an initiation to go deeper into our spiritual and healing path. So with the new moon, and the ceremony around the new moon will be to dive deeper into that and our higher senses, and to work with the astrology and mythology of it, rituals, cleansing, maybe if we have unforgiveness within us, if we don't have self-love. This is so important, connecting with the divine feminine. That's why this Feline Cat Goddess workshop is so like synchronized with also this Pisces new moon. Setting intentions and it's Pisces is this watery place of dreams and all the limitations and borders becoming soft. And the fish has been an important symbol even in religious traditional religions, and it's so connected to that that inner light that guides us, and that is the opener to everything, that portal. So we see that there's something moving towards the equinox. So in this northern hemisphere it will be the spring equinox, and in the southern hemisphere the fall equinox. And the spring equinox especially is a time of rebirth, but both of the equinoxes are portals. So in my Priestess tradition, we have the spring equinox is that time of the eye gazing and that beautiful connection to the divine, and the fall equinox is the conception time, so which comes to fruition during the summer. And when we think about Pisces, if we think about a little bit of the shadow sides, because all signs have that, but the shadow which can come out throughout Pisces season is that addiction to whatever, addiction to a certain emotion, certain behaviors, certain substances, things outside of us that is just distracting us from that inner. And everything that is not divine is something that will cause friction within us. So if we're constantly focusing on that which is external and we're longing for that which is external, we're forgetting that internal divine union and the temple of the heart, which leads us further away from the divine God, divine mother, whatever you want to see it as. So the constant remembrance is important so that we can move away from any types of addictions or illusions about things, illusions about relationships, about how the world is constructed, about what we truly need and desire. So this is a time where things can feel a little bit not clear. Details can be a little bit blurry, and it's good to activate that third eye during this time to see clearly, and also your throat chakra, which we worked with a lot with the Aquarius ceremony and ritual, because it is also the truth and our expression from the heart. So I want to tune into my healing oracle card deck and to see like what is important for this upcoming new moon and also the whole Pisces season, and what it is from a healing perspective, because this is also a time of healing and we can focus on channeling, reiki healing, energetic healing. All of this is so, it's like in my card deck we have that spiritual healing theme which has 10 cards, and I feel like Pisces is so connected to that theme, that golden light and that healing ray that comes through. So yeah, and we did get one of those cards now, and this is an important practice for Pisces season as well. And on our spiritual path in prayer, I commune with the universe as my dearest friend, and it's card number 44. And I can actually read my description of this and what prayer is, because it's something that we have forgotten, but it's so innate within us. Maybe we are feeling a bit scared of that. So what I've written about this card with the affirmation, in prayer I commune with the universe as my dearest friend. You are never alone, and there is always a sacred space and conversation between you and the divine source God. This divine intelligence is within you, and you are in constant co-creation. You can always release your dreams, hopes, and wishes to this holy presence. It is up to you how and what you need to create the sacred conversations with no middle hands or need to follow a specific ritual or prayer. So don't put up any barriers between yourself and the divine. What is prayer to you, and how do you express it? Or have you forgotten that you can always turn to the divine just as a child turns to its parents for support? Prayer confirms there is a divine presence, an intelligence, a consciousness that surrounds us. And it can also be a co-creating universe that we are speaking to. We are within the universe just as it is within us, and our perception forms it. Start having conversations when you need guidance and support, just as you would with a loved one, parent, sibling, or friend, and see what and how the reply comes forth, maybe as signs, numbers, objects, manifestations, people, dreams, visions, or an inner voice speaking to you. Some tips to start your prayer practice. You might get a sense of remembrance, like meeting an old friend, when you start a prayer practice. Find a way to express your prayer verbally and physically in art, music, dance, writing, and so on. Set the intention to have the conversation. You can have the inner conversation verbally or do it daily, even when falling asleep or waking up. And when you start doing this prayer practice more intentionally, you will see how this relationship grows into something beautiful and lasting. So in this beautiful card that Lori Menna from Cosmic Collage has created, the art, the coyote represents adaptability, and the purite crystal is protection. So just meditating with the affirmation and the healing sun rays of the card can help you to gain some clarity. And prayer is not something that has to be complicated. It's actually proven that prayer can help you relieve stress and tension, and it's actually a very beautiful coping strategy in times of grief. And also praying for others does not just help yourself, it like that person, it also actually benefits you. So it's really a beautiful practice that I try to come back to over and over again. And it's interesting, when I just opened my book now, I opened chapter 11. So my book is called The Law of Positivism, Live a Life of Higher Vibrations, Love and Gratitude. And I've had it out for a couple of years, and it's to help you raise your vibration and live your highest potential through conscious practice of healing your mind, body, and soul. And yeah, our thoughts, perception, and emotions create our reality, and it teaches us how to have integrated practices. So my book is a very practical book, but I just opened the book and chapter 11 came up, and it says how to heal wounds from the past, which I feel also is a beautiful thing to connect with, because Pisces feels also like Pisces season feels like a time to connect with all of our soul lineage, all of our lives. It's like it's this eternal aspect of us, so it's not about just this life. So I'm writing in this chapter that healing is about coming into alignment and having a flow of harmonious energy coursing through your body so that you feel vital on a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual being level. All these levels need to be balanced in order to achieve holistic healing and homeostasis. Each level affects the other, and we need to pay attention to where healing is needed. As we flow with nature, the planets, and the entire universe, we are ever changing and shifting, so there is always something we can work on healing. As we peel away one layer, another one appears, and we must have faith that we can go deeper into our shadows to experience freedom and release. Each new event, experience, and trauma can create new issues to work on or trigger old issues and bring them up to the surface. In this chapter, we'll focus on healing past wounds and on holistic healing, including mental, energetic, emotional, spiritual, and physical healing. And the first step is awareness, because most of the time we're not aware. And also understanding what healing is and what a cycle and spiral it is, which doesn't change the past, but it might change how we view the past and how we see the lessons that have come into our lives. And healing starts with recognition that we have important healing work to do in order to grow, evolve, and live to our highest potential. And outlined 3 steps for healing. The first one is we must realize that there is no past, there is only now. The second step, we must realize that the healing is something that comes from within and can't be achieved by pointing fingers and outsourcing the issue. And step 3, we must dedicate ourselves to the path of higher awareness and consciousness. And identifying what you need to heal is through meditation and stillness, slowing down your thoughts, see what emotions that come up with this discomfort if we're bearing it. How can you forgive yourself and others more fully, and then journal on it. And it's more described in detail in my book. But I think it's a great time to work with healing in general. Journaling, Pisces season is great for working with your higher senses, as I said. I would also say devotional practice is important now, and maybe creating an altar or having, if you have a religious background, doing something that is close to your heart and feels connected on all levels. I love just visiting sacred sites, both in nature, it can be churches, temples. I would really recommend that, because wherever we are in remembrance of the divine is somewhere where we can gain some more healing, more compassion, and higher vibrations. Taking the time to nourish yourself with, just power places, sacred places, creating a sacred place within your home. It is a time of definitely focusing on your spiritual path, because then when we enter Aries season, the energy will shift quite a lot, and the Aries season will be all about fire, and also about the wood element in Chinese medicine, where we're just outwardly extrovertedly just creating and growing. The tree goes up and out, and it's not just focusing on that inner aspects, as we are just starting to go ahead and embodying that fierce energy of courage, and also even more embodiment, which is the opposite that of Pisces season, which is all about the ethereal and the dream state and our third eye, our crown chakra. Aries brings us back to the root. So I would definitely recommend that. And if you are ready to do some spiritual work and you want to be in a group setting where we can do ceremony together, you're welcome to join our New Moon in Pisces online ceremony on March 8th. And me and Diana will have a bigger offering coming up, leading towards the equinox, because we have a vision for this year how we can work more deeply and more continuously with ceremony, classes, workshops. And our Feline Divine Feminine workshop, which will connect to the Divine Feminine, will be a 2-hour one. It's packed with both information, practical tools, and also ceremony. It will be on March 1st, and both of the events have early bird discounts, so I recommend you to check that out on my website, lawofpositivism.com. And I would love to hear from you either on Facebook or Instagram how this episode and also how Pisces season resonates with you, and if you have any questions. For those of you who are looking to expand your either brand or your social media platform, your services, whatever you're put your heart and soul into, I want to provide you with tools now. I've merged my logical work, my mental work that I've been doing for the past 12 years within communication and marketing with the Law of Positivism pillars, and put together a purposeful marketing coaching program that will help you to go deeper into understanding the tools that are available, and also working with you one-to-one to optimize whatever you're doing digitally, and I want more people to reach out to these potential communities out there in the world. And right now I feel like many who do run soul businesses are not reaching as many as they could, after talking to so many beautiful guides and healers and just so many inspiring people. And then the work that they're doing is so important, but it's getting stuck because of that logical marketing tool limitation that is there for many people who run business. So you can check that out also on my website, Purposeful Marketing Coaching. And then I've also created a tab for classes and courses that I have, and that I've some of them pre-recorded, that so that you can take part of that. And one of them is a 4-week healing yin yoga course, which helps you to understand how to work with the elements of Chinese medicine, but also doing embodied yin yoga, which is very slow, very healing, and something that you can do wherever you are on your yogic practice. It's very easy and simple and soft, and helps to calm the nervous system. And I would recommend both meditation and yogic practices throughout Pisces season, especially because it helps us to ground a little bit, because the energy can be very ethereal, but also start learning about the meridians and the energy systems in the body, and how to work with both food and colors and nature in different ways. All of this is within my Healing Yin Yoga course as well. So if you have any questions, reach out to me, and I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for listening today, and I'll see you soon again.